Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's been a minute since I did a video, but I wanted to talk about this situation that happened with YFN Lucci. He's an Atlanta rapper, and in case you haven't heard, he had warrants out for his arrest. It was issued in Atlanta, charging him with the shooting that left one man dead and another man injured. And this all happened back on December 10th. And the gentleman, James Adams, who was 28, the emergency crews got there and found him with a gunshot wound to his head. He was laying in the street, and he died at a local hospital. Kevin Wright, 32, then arrived at a nearby fire station with a gunshot wound to the abdomen, and authorities believe it was connected to the shooting of Adams. And Wright, he survived his injuries. And in addition to being a suspect for the shooting, the APD charged Rayshawn Bennett, aka YFN Lucci, with aggravated assault and participation in criminal street gang activity and being in possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony. He turned himself in on the 13th of January, and I had a chance to listen to this 911 audio where a witness saw a man, thrown from a vehicle with a gunshot wound to his head. And I want to let you listen to this audio from the 911 tape, and it's sad, but I'm gonna let you listen to it right now.
We need an ambulance. Somebody is laying out. Somebody, I don't know if he barely.
Let me connect you down the line.
He said somebody just threw him out of the car.
Let me connect you to the ambulance.
Huh? He's still trying to fight for his life.
EMS, what's the address of the emergency?
Baby, can y'all please get an ambulance here? This man is dying. He's shot in the head. He just took his last breath, man.
What street are you on, ma'am? Can you give him your location, please, for the ambulance to give the guy some help?
What is his address? Man, this man just took his last breath, man.
Man, we have him.
5679 was
Exactly what happened.
We don't know. Me and my sister, we were just walking down the street, and somebody just rolled down the street with a man hanging out the car. They just pushed him out the truck and left him for dead.
Ma'am, I thought you said he was shot in the head.
Yes, he is shot in the head. They threw him out the car. He just died. He just took his last breath.
We have the ambulance already on the way, okay?
Okay.
And can you tell me what kind of vehicle?
Let me go ahead and get fire and PD and right on
Can you tell me what kind of vehicle he was stolen from, please?
White.
A white car, truck, or SUV?
SUV.
What direction did the SUV
Yes,
go?
his whole body was just hanging out the car.
Listen, just stay on the phone. Can you tell me if you saw any of the people that were driving the car, whether they
No, I
adults or
didn't see the
kids?
people. They were driving real fast.
All right, man. So, that shit is beyond disturbing to hear. As this young lady, is trying to get help for this young man who, I don't know, man. Just, try to imagine seeing that, a man hanging out of a vehicle and then being pushed out of that vehicle with a gunshot wound to his head. And it's just sad and it's crazy. So now, Lucci, he's turned himself in and he was denied bond. And I don't know if it's just, it's just some wild stuff to see, I don't understand why a lot of these dudes can't sit down and get their money, and just go chill out, But, you just have to kind of watch the company that you keep. I'm not going to sit here and say that he's innocent or guilty because, I wasn't there. And, the only people that know what really happened are the ones that were involved. But like I said, you have to watch the company you keep, especially if you're somebody that's well known. And for all we know, he might not have been involved. You know what I mean? So, but because he's well known, that's going to make him a prime target for law enforcement. You know, so it's kind of, I don't know. He's going to have to have his money and time tied up with trying to fight this thing. And I guess that's what lawyers are for. You know, that's why you keep, lawyers on retainer, if you're smart. But who wants to have to think about stuff like that? You know what I'm saying? When you're supposed to be out creating music, getting money. And remember, his bond was denied. So he's going to be sitting in jail, I guess, until he gets a court date, a trial, and then hopefully not guilty verdict. But this cycle just continues, and this cycle of violence, it's like it's never ending. And we have to do better, if we are to ensure that, this type of senseless shit doesn't continue to repeat itself. It's like the saying goes, show me your friends and I'll show you your future. You are the company that you keep. And when we hear stuff about this happening, there's going to be like a lot of mixed opinions about the whole situation. On one side, you got some people that's going to be saying, well, if he would have kept better company, then he wouldn't be in that position. Then on the other hand, you're going to have people that say, they're going to totally believe that he's innocent. But like I said, none of us were there. So anything that we say is pure speculation at this point. But one thing I think we can agree on is that this whole situation is crazy. It's senseless, and it's just, it's unnecessary. And I wouldn't be surprised if somebody told on him, or they named him out of the bunch because he was the one with the bigger name and he was more known than the rest. But we all know that whenever a body drops, law enforcement will stop at nothing to make sure that somebody pays for it. You know what I'm saying? And this usually means leaning on the other people in the crew who don't have as much money for a good lawyer, or the ones who've been in trouble before. And see, you can be all tough in them streets, but when you're facing 25 to life, anything can happen. You can't tell me what you'll do in that situation, especially when it comes to a murder charge. All you got to do is look at them shows like First 48, just to kind of see what, what's happening. And I'm talking about where them dudes, they be on there straight telling everything that they know when the threat of prison time, is brought up. But the thing is to not put yourself in a situation like that in the first place. What happened with this situation is messed up, but at some point, the signs had to be there. If you see a situation heading south, you have to have enough sense to get away from that situation that could potentially cost you your life or your freedom. This young man that was killed, I don't know, he probably missed the signs too. And, don't think that just because, you're boys with them, that everything is always cool. When you're in that type of life, you have to do what I call temperature checks on fools that you're hanging out with, because jealousy, envy, and hate is strong when you're living in that life. It's full of negative energy. People can be jealous of what you have, and be jealous of who you are. In that lifestyle, the consequences can be lethal. You can have somebody trying to kill you over your car, because they jealous of the type of car you drive, or the money you make, or the house that you live in. And I mean, it can happen to anybody, but the chances of it happening is increased when you're in that street life. You know what I'm saying? And another thing is that, you dudes need to stop putting everything on social media. I mean, you cats have made the job of catching people real easy for law enforcement. Self-incrimination is like this new trend, I guess. All on social media with guns, drugs, and money. Everybody is watching, and I mean everybody. Not just the people you want to show off to. So keep that in mind the next time you're about to hop on a video and do some silly shit. I really hope dude can beat this case, but it's not looking good at all. Even if he didn't pull the trigger, he could still be held as an accomplice just for driving the car. And then we can't even forget about the other charges. So it looks like it's going to be a long one for him. But like I said, don't allow yourself to be in a compromising position like that in the first place. You know, watch who's around you. Start doing temperature check on these fools. And if you're out there doing dirt in the streets, make sure you're the only one that knows about it. Don't go showcasing that shit to the world for attention, likes, and follows. You know, you'll get caught up real quick, and then, you know, you won't have anybody to blame but yourself. So that's been my little 2 cents on the situation. I think it's, you know, it's tragic, it's sad, it's fucked up. You know, dude lost his life, and now you got another dude, you know, trying to fight a case, a murder charge. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's wild, man. It's some shit that we need to stop, you know. So, you know, hit me up. Let me know what you think about it. I can't say if he's guilty or not. It all depends on, I guess, what kind of evidence the police might have on him that can be used to determine, you know, his guilt or innocence. But, you know, nobody needs to kind of have their, I guess, their life kind of uprooted like that. So hit me up. Let me know what you think, man. I really want to kind of, you know, see how this turns out, man. I might do a follow up to this, and you know, depending on what happens. But watch who you hang around and watch who you got around you, man. Especially if you in a position of where, you know, you're well known, and you know everybody kind of knows you got a little money or something. Like I said, jealousy and envy, man. You know, it's wild. Till next time, take it easy.